So this will be my bug out bag, or get home bag as some people call it. Basically just an emergency situation bag that you would keep in a vehicle or in your home. This kind of covers some scenarios that may happen in emergency situation. This is just version 1 of my bag. I'm sure there's going to be some things that I change, and I'll come out with a updated version of it as I update items. But this is the first iteration of my get home bag or bug out bag. So I'm going to take a look at what's inside, show you what I've got, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to take a look, and I'm going to show you what I have in my bug out bag or get home bag. Of course, this is just my version of it. There's so many different options out there, stuff you can put in it. You can spend as much or as little as you want, and make it as advanced or basic. The biggest thing is just making sure you're covering food, shelter, safety. Alright guys, so this is my bug out bag, or get home bag as I like to call it. It's just a bag to prepare you for different situations. This is more of a long-term type thing, so if you're going to have multiple days where you're not able to get back to your home, hurricane, government unrest, who knows nowadays, volcano, comet, I don't even know. I don't even want to venture to think about what the years will bring here. After 2020, you can just about expect anything. But anyway, this is my get home bag. There's definitely tons of different variations that you can do. This is just my version of it, and even as I've made it, I'm thinking things that I could change, improve, maybe even get rid of. But this is my version 1, so I'm going to show you what I have. So let's go ahead and take a look. First off, it's just a tactical backpack. Got this from Academy. It's got plenty of places for things on the outside. It's got really comfortable back. Lots of loops. You got a spot in the bottom for a sleeping bag or a tent. I haven't added anything like that just yet. But I keep a lot of those things in my truck, so this is just more of what I would carry if I were to get out and have to leave the truck or leave the house. This would be a bag I would grab. One thing I have is a little Smith & Wesson baton, just something for self-defense. Comes out pretty quickly, just a little metal rod, kind of what the police carry. Good for self-defense, even if you had to beat down some bushes, something if you're having to get away quickly or something. But this is just something I keep on the side as an alternative. Got a little holster that comes with it. You can put that on a belt if you wanted to. That's the only thing I really have on the outside of it. This first little zipper bag on the back, what I've got in here is just some emergency ponchos and emergency blankets. These are the little Mylar reflective emergency blankets. I got a couple of those. And I even have a few little hand warmers in there, little air activated hand warmers. So those are the things that I have on the outer zipper case there. There's spots for Velcro pouches, Velcro patches, I'm sorry. You can put things there if you want to. So on the inside, this is to be the first pouch. So I have one pouch here, it's a little zipper. This is where I keep all my fire starting stuff. So I've got some storm-proof matches. I also have some Strike Anywhere regular matches. Lighter. Some wet fire stones. These things will burn pretty good while. Great for cooking, heating up, starting a fire, different things. And this is a little small thing I picked up. It's just some little fire starter tips. Just something I threw in there. I thought it was interesting, so I threw that in there. Second little pouch here. Got a wire saw. If you need to cut down some limbs for firewood, building a shelter or something like that, that's pretty handy. It's just a little wire saw. This is a water tool, 4-way water tool. In an urban situation, if you need to access water, especially on like a commercial building, different places like that, this is a tool that allows you to open those water pipes, so you'd be able to get water, maybe where it normally wouldn't allow you to access. I've got a few little Allen wrenches in here, some things that also probably help you open up, some water or things like that. Just a couple of things I threw in there. Like I said, in my truck I have a toolkit, so I didn't want to make it too heavy with tools, but those are some things that you may need if you were to leave your vehicle. I do have a little knife in here. It's a double knife, so it's got one serrated blade here, and then a larger full tang knife. It's good for self-defense, maybe even cleaning animals, you know, cutting down limbs, helping with firewood. Well, you know, there's tons of uses for knives, and I'm sure everyone has plenty of knives if you're any type of survival person. You know, I keep a pocket knife on me at all times. I also have multi-tool and knives in my vehicle, so this is just something extra I threw in this bag to have as a backup. This is a headlamp. You know, if you're bugging out or emergency situation, you definitely want to have a light. Like I said, my everyday carry bag has a flashlight. I keep a flashlight in my truck. This is more of a backup for, you know, working, keeping that headlamp. So if you're having to, you know, move around and stuff, this would help. So battery operated, so you want to make sure you got fresh batteries. But this is something that comes in handy. Very good light, waterproof. So I've got some mace in here. Like I said, I keep a firearm on me most times, especially in my vehicle. There's lots of situations where that's not necessarily what you need. So that's why I have the baton on the side, the knife, you know, and some mace. You know, even the mace would be something, maybe animals. You know, if you have a situation where you just have to get rid of a wild animal. So it's always good to have some backup mace just in case. I got a small sewing kit in here. You know, if you need to patch up some clothes, patch up a tent, sleeping bag, something like that. And then this is just a little small zipper pouch with some band-aids and some small first aid items right here, easy access. We got a marker, pen. You know, if you had to leave a note or a message for somebody, you always want to have some sort of writing utensil. You know, if you're having to mark a spot for something, just, you know, you always want to have some sort of writing utensil. Right next to this, I've got a Swiss Army knife. You know, I love Victorinox Army knives. I've got, I don't know, 10 of them probably. This one I keep in here. It's got probably, looks like about 12 blades on it. Corkscrew, screwdriver, punch, knives, you know, just tons of little stuff. So, you know, these are great. You know, if you don't have one, I would recommend you grab one. You just got a little small pair of scissors. These come in handy for first aid, emergency, you know, just everyday uses really. But Victorinox Swiss Army knives are great. You know, it's kind of the first multi-tool before Leathermans and multi-tools became real popular. You know, Swiss Army knives have been around forever, so I think everyone should have one. I have a pair of scissors, heavy-duty scissors. These things will cut through just about anything, and it's got a thing on the back where you can use it to open up bottles and tops and things. So, like again, good for emergency situations to have something like that. I have a life straw, filters out water. I've got this here, you know, it's got a lanyard where you can put it around your neck, but if you're in a situation where you're questioning the water supply, you know, this is something you can use to filter out your water in emergency. So, you know, you probably still want to boil water and things, but this is something in emergency where you can drink water and not have to worry about as much. These are some little flexible wraps. You know, you can use these to wrap things, maybe hang your shelter, attach something to a limb, maybe hang your flashlight where you're working. These are nice. They're rubber on the outside. You can bend them any kind of direction. I've got about 4 of these. This was actually a gift from my wife. This is something that I really like though. I put it in my bag because I think there's a million uses for them. So I've got those in there too, right next to the life straw here. The last thing I have in this little pouch is I have a little clip here that's got a few things on it. A little small can opener, handcuff key. You never know, you may have to escape, you know, something. Multi-tool, little small multi-tool, and then I have a lock with a key. Again, you know, you never know what situation you're going to be in, so this is a lock with a key if you need it to secure somewhere that has a clasp. You know, storage building, maybe you need to lock something to a location, secure a chain. It's always good to have a little padlock. Those things come in handy in multiple situations. So that's everything in the first pouch there. So in the big pouch here in the back, first I have some duct tape and electrical tape. A million uses for this stuff. You know, you can use this for patching up tents. You can use it for, you know, securing things. You can use this for a multitude of things, first aid even. But I would recommend having these, at least the duct tape. This is a little first aid, life gear first aid survival kit. I did a video on this, and I keep it in this bag because it does have a lot of first aid and different things. So take a look at that video if you want to see what's in it. But these are only like $10, so I threw this in here because I like having that as a backup to any type of first aid that I carry. Got a pair of binoculars here. You know, this is just for, you know, if you need to do some surveillance. You know, if you're in a situation where you're not sure about your environment, it's always good to have a little pair of binoculars, a little small pair of binoculars. This is a little mess kit. You can use this, and of course, for cooking, boiling water, you know, any type of situation where you're needing to prepare food. You want to have some sort of dish, metal, so where you can do that. And this is what I have. It's a pan. It's also a pot with a handle. It has a little lid and a cup. So, you know, you can prepare that a meal for 1 or 2 people. You know, it all stacks in together, so you don't have to worry about space. You know, it all is all part of one little kit. Bugout, something that I can keep in the bag. Pretty lightweight. It all stacks up together. You don't have to worry about any of the pieces flopping around. It's got a little screw that secures it all together. So pretty easy. You can prepare, you know, any type of meal. You know, I have a couple of freeze-dried meals in here that I keep. Got 2 of these. This is the Backpacker's Pantry chili mag. I got a couple of different ones in here. These are good for like 20-25 years, so I keep these in here just to have a couple of backup meals, and then a mess kit to prepare it. And then, in addition to that, I also have this little stove that I made. I actually have a video for this also. That's made out of an Altoids tin. I got a Ranger band on it. This is a little small stove where you can put your pot on it, heat up water, cook meals, use it as a small heater if you needed to. Use those little wet fire stones to put in here. You could also use tinder like sticks, you know, straps of clothing, twigs, anything like that. But this is small, something that you can make on your own without having to buy anything, and it fits right on one of these little pockets. So that's what I use for food preparation in this kit. Alright, so a couple other things I have in here. I've got 50 foot of rope, just poly rope. You know, definitely good for building shelters. You know, maybe if you had to secure loads on a vehicle, anything like that. These are nice to have. Any type of cordage is good. I have 50 foot of cord, and I also have 50 foot of paracord. This paracord actually, when you divide it up, it allows you to have some fishing line, as well as this little red line that you can't see from there, but there's a red one in here that's used as tinder. You can pull that out. It's used as a fire starter. So this is nice. This is some stuff I ordered on Amazon. I've got 50 foot of this black paracord, but it has, like I said, it has about 5 strands in here that you can use for different stuff. Fishing line, fire starter, different stuff. So that's nice. Take a look at that. I've got backup clothing. So I've got shirt, pants, and a cap. Those are just there, you know, depending on the weather situation, you may have to have some clothing, backup clothing, so you at least have 1 suit of clothes. But I have a pair of pants, long sleeve t-shirt, and then underneath here I have some backup ammo for my 22. I've also got some ammo in my truck for my 22 and for my 9mm, but you know, I just keep that little extra 22 in there because you never know when you're going to need a little extra ammo, maybe even just for hunting, you know, personal protection, who knows, but you want to have some backup ammo. It's no good to have a firearm if you don't have the ammo, so I keep a little ammo in there. Also have some zip ties, just some regular black zip ties. Again, just like the tape and the rope, you never know the situation that you're going to be in where you're going to need something like this, so I keep zip ties in here. You know, those are good, you know, for shelter building, first aid maybe. You know, a lot of different things. So zip ties are nice to have, multiple uses. In addition to the life straw, I also have some water purification tablets that I keep in there. So if you needed to, you know, you could put some water purification kind of as a backup. You know, you definitely don't want to get sick in an emergency situation when there may not be health care available. So having that backup to a backup, anytime you want to have fail-safes to anything, so whether that be fire starting, you know, I've got matches, I've got lighters, I've got, you know, multiple different things to start fire. So same thing with water food. You know, you want to have some backups to everything you got going on there. So in this last little pouch here at the bottom, this is kind of the non-essential stuff. Got a deck of playing cards. You don't know how long you're gonna be out there. You know, just something to pass the time. And then I also have a lockpick kit. You know, this is something where you needed to get into a cabin or a house, or even just a padlock on a gate or something. It's nice to have a little lockpick kit. Just in case you need it. Keep that back here. And then, like I said, just a little deck of playing cards, just to pass the time in case you're in a situation where you're trapped somewhere and you don't want to lose your mind. So, that's pretty much everything I have in this bag, guys. Like I said, it's definitely not perfect. I'm probably going to make some changes, and I'll probably make a revised video here in a few months. But this was my first version of it. And then, like I said, I keep my everyday carry bag, in my vehicle, and that's got a couple of things in it too, and I've got a video for that. I've got like flashlight, a knife, first aid kit, things like that in that. And this was just kind of my first version of a bug out or get home bag where you don't know the situation, so you're kind of trying to prepare for multiple situations. So like I said, let me know what you guys think. If you like it, just like the video, hit thumbs up down there, and if you subscribe, you'll be able to see my weekly uploads. So appreciate you guys taking the time. Have a great day.